Our third presenter for the fourth block is Liv Chesney. Liv is a senior here at DHS who is president of the DHS chapter of the Key Club. She was a game changer, goalie for her lacrosse team, and is a member of the marching band. Through her internship, she assists children in kindergarten classes with technology, and she also dedicates much of her free time to community groups and community service. Last year, Olivia and her family traveled to Honduras on a mission trip to help other families in need. The experience, along with Olivia's many other charitable activities, have generated the passion for her TED Talk. Please welcome Liv Chesney as she presents Volunteerism, My Mission.
I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the horrible day I'm having. I woke up, pressed snooze a few too many times, stopped at Dunkin', which obviously took forever, and was even later because of those crossing guards out front. Now it's 11 o'clock and my phone's almost dead and I don't have my charger. Everyone here has probably experienced something similar to me, a day where nothing seems to go your way. But imagine life without coffee in the morning, without a car to bring you to school, and without a phone. This is the reality of many people living in poverty around the world. I just want to show you a few pictures from my trip to Honduras. These are some of the wonderful people I met through my experience. On the left, you see a group of girls. These girls attended an all-girls school in Guayamaca, Honduras. On one day of our trip, we got the opportunity to volunteer with their gym class. Their gym class consisted of taking a bus to a huge empty field with 2 soccer goals made of trees. On the bus ride there, the girls and I tried to communicate. With my not-so-great education in Spanish and their not-so-great education in English, we could sort of understand each other. We had a ravishing conversation that went a little bit like, ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, ¿y tú? Bien, gracias. We then talked a little bit more about our favorite subjects in school and what things we like to do. Our similarities grew when Katy Perry's Firework came on the radio and we all belted the lyrics. These girls were just like me. They were 16-year-old girls laughing, singing, and having a great time. But I soon realized that even with the many similarities we shared, we were still very different. Instead of paying for their education with money, their parents would pay in goods and service. Even more different from me, these 16 and 17-year-old girls were finishing their education while I was still continuing mine. It was conflicting that 2 people could be so similar but so different at the same time. Here are a few more pictures of the people I met in Honduras. As you can probably tell from my little story, I have traveled to Honduras. More specifically, I traveled to Guayamaca, Honduras, on what is called a mission trip. A mission trip is a service-based trip with the purpose to help others. I went through a program called Missions for Humanity, which specializes in giving out free health care to those who need it. What does this look like to you? A milk crate, right? Something that's probably not even useful or probably going to be thrown away. Well, walking down a dirt street in Honduras, this was a child's toy. This image to me doesn't just show poverty or sadness, it shows inspiration. It shows me how happy she was playing with her friend. It shows me that material things aren't necessary for happiness. It shows me that as a 17-year-old girl standing here today, I can learn from her. She may not understand her life compared to mine, but I do. This outlook on life has followed me today. This opportunity arose through a family friend. My dad was informed of the trip because of his job as a pediatrician. Our volunteer group consisted of a team of medical professionals, including nurse practitioners, dentists, dental assistants, and more doctors. Our first day began with a few hours of sorting through medical supplies and ensuring that both the clinic we were working at and the nearby dentistry building were stocked. The supplies, including prescription medications, first aid supplies, eyeglasses, and vitamins were distributed among the volunteers to be given out to those who needed them. The clinic was free for anyone without access to doctors or health care. They would be seen as any other patient and provided with the right medical supplies for their condition. The following days were filled with patient visits, and for me specifically, checking vitals, handing out free glasses, and my favorite part, caring and entertaining the unhappy children. Traveling through Guayamaca with the other volunteers, I got to visit farms rich of wild fruit and make relationships with locals while learning about their culture. I got to experience their religion and learn how other people in different countries live. One thought did seem to stick with me, though. With no background in medicine and little to no background in Spanish, how could I truly help? What can I actually do to make a difference? Am I even useful? My critical thoughts vanished after an encounter with the elderly woman. This woman came into the clinic to be treated for the abscesses on her legs. An abscess is like a huge sore, and it basically looked like a blister that went all the way down to the bone. After being treated by doctors, she came to me for glasses. And again, with my amazing vocabulary in Spanish, my job was to ask, mal o bien, good or bad. After many thumbs down and many mal pairs of glasses, the woman began to cry. Panic rushed through me. What did I do? Was she okay? Was she hurt? Did I do something to make her cry? The translator came over and sat next to her. She conveyed to me that the woman kept repeating how we were sent from God. She called us beautiful and blessed because of what we were doing. Because of the glasses that I gave to her, she could now see. Tears were brought through my eyes because I felt like I actually made a difference. I now knew that what I was doing mattered. From a young age, I have always been aware of my privileges. Even in some cases, I felt guilty for how fortunate I am. I've been fortunate to have a 2-parent family, a house, my own bedroom, clothes, a door in my home, a floor that isn't made of dirt, food on the table, clean and running water, and even more simply, money. Through my experience in Honduras, it really showed me how I can change the world. As a young adult with no medical background and a pretty horrible concept of Spanish, I had the compassion and the heart to make a difference. That's all I needed. Even when I felt useless, I wasn't. Volunteering, by definition, is freely offering to do something, and that's true. Doing something for no charge. But volunteering to me is impacting someone else's life. Simply, a reason to volunteer gives you a whole new view. I remember coming back from my trip a few weeks after and thinking about some of my own complaints. I would whine about them. I would whine about not having the right Vans or not having the right jeans or something. How could I have thought that not having the right clothing was important? I gained a new view on life, showing me what was truly important. It brought happiness to my world and others. I'm in no way saying that the only way to volunteer is to go spend time in another country. It's more of the little things that can make the most difference. It's spending a Saturday morning at Gifts to Give. It's taking all your old clothes to Salvation Army. It's giving that loose change that would probably stay in your pocket to a collection bin. It's donating food to shelters and soup kitchens. Even easier, it's being kind to the people around you. It's opening the door for someone, or asking someone how they are, or saying hi while passing someone in the halls. You can never assume the situation someone is in. So that hi or good morning might have made their whole day. The biggest takeaway I want someone to learn from my talk is the importance of volunteering and how your actions can impact others. As young adults, we have power. Power to impact others. Power to make our voices heard. Power to help those in need of it. Power to change the world. It's important to treat people with kindness, and it's important to find your own mission. Thank you.